Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and normally I wait till the third video of the day to discuss current events, but this is pretty big news. I'm going to go ahead and cover it first thing this morning, so let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skill on my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Alright, the news broke last night, late last night, after I was already done with stuff and was already out and everything, so I wasn't home to really get a video up. But apparently Piana went into a coma. I have checked into the different sources, what different people are saying, everyone from Johnny Bravo to Rick Dresden. There are different people who claim to have inside information. I'll get to some of that in a minute. And a bunch of people are coming in saying, Jason, you called it, you were right, regarding his health and that he's not going to make it. Yeah. But you know what? It doesn't feel like a victory. It doesn't feel like a victory at all. And a lot of people are like, you called it. And it's like, yeah, I called it, but it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good at all, because this is basically a human being, well known in this industry. Very big figure in this particular industry and in this community. And the fact that he is dying, or may actually be dead, according to at least one news source, I haven't been able to get that substantiated. It was sent to me by someone who's, again, a prominent figure in the industry, sent it to me. The link to that just about 10 minutes ago. So, it doesn't feel like a victory. This is one of those things that I was right on, that I'm not glad that I was right on. It's kind of like, man, I kind of wish I had been wrong. And the reason is, again, this is a human being, probably not that bad of a guy, not a bad guy that I could really tell. A bit of a showman, selling some stupid products, but yeah, it's someone who has struggled with mental issues, struggled obviously with bigorexia, body image disorders, has really put their body through hell, and a person who, as I said before, he had everything. And yet he still wasn't happy, and because that bigorexia, that body image disorder, prevented him from being happy when he had a life that I think most of you out there would kill for. Let's just be honest, most of you out there would kill for the life that he had. And I think that's a fair statement. But he still wasn't happy, and he pushed that envelope. Now, as far as what caused the coma, several prevailing theories, and it's probably a combination. Johnny Bravo has said that he has from an inside source, and yeah, I know he does actually have inside sources who have been very close to Piana, that Rich has messed with opiates and stuff in the past. Alright, opiate overdose, being put into a medically induced coma, is actually one of the responses. And for people who don't understand the medically induced coma thing, that means when you have suffered brain trauma from drug overdose, maybe a head wound, a gunshot to the head, oftentimes the medical doctors will use a form of anesthesia to put you into a coma, to reduce blood flow and reaction, everything going on in the brain, so that swelling can go down, so that your brain doesn't have to be as active, so that it can heal. And then they'll keep your other stuff, a respirator and other stuff, to keep everything going. So you're basically put on a form of life support while they keep you in a coma with drugs, to hopefully come back. Well, the problem is that you don't always come back. Number one, you don't always live, and when you do live, there can be brain damage, and you may not be the same. So if Rich is still alive, he is not going to be the same after this. He's not really going to be probably altogether there. So, I mean, either way, this really is the end of the Rich Piana that people know. And it's really kind of sad. So you've got that with the possible opiates. There's the insulin thing. Insulin puts people into diabetic comas. They become non-responsive, because basically what happened, and guys, you need to keep up with the facts. This didn't happen yesterday. This happened on Monday, and it came out yesterday. Alright, so that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 3 days later, it got broken to the public that he was in this medically induced coma. Well, there was an incident, and law enforcement showed up, found him unresponsive. Now, other people who are close to him are saying that he fell down and hit his head. Well, here's the thing. He could have had an insulin issue and fallen down and hit his head. We know to use insulin. He uses insulin to fill out for events. He had an event coming. which is again a very dangerous practice. It can put you into a coma. It can make you go unconscious. It can make you black out. And it's an insanely dangerous practice. And tons of guys out there say, no, it's totally safe, yet it kills people who supposedly know what they're doing. So keep that in mind when people say it's safe if you know what you're doing. Well, it still kills people who know what they're doing. And in this case, if that's what happened to Rich, we don't know. But the news that it broke is that they were calling it an overdose. So people are saying, well, is it an overdose of either opiates or insulin, or did he hit his head? And since there's inside info talking about both, there's a very real possibility that there's some confusion, that it could have actually been both. And again, maybe we'll get more news on that, but that is what people are saying. It could have been him overdosing on a substance and falling down on it and hitting his head. I mean, Rich is a big guy. All right, he falls down and his head hits anything. He's got a lot of mass. He's got a lot of inertia behind it. So even a small fall where he hits his head, the guy's like 280 pounds. That's a lot of force. Okay, it's a lot of force driving your head into something if he were to just black out. So it very well could be the combination, in which case he's really, really in trouble. Head injury, all his other health issues, the abuse he's done to his body, overdose on drugs. Like I said, that level of trauma, if he's still alive, everyone should maybe just keep Rich in their thoughts. If you're a religious person, if you believe in God, you might want to pray for him. And I'm going to tell people right now, don't start with this, I'm going to pray for him to die. You know what? You don't want to put that sort of energy out there in the world. All right, I'm just going to tell you right now, I would recommend you don't do that, even if you don't like the guy. Depending on what you believe, if you do believe there's a higher power out there, that's probably not the sort of message you want to send to the higher power, because that sort of thing, might not go well for you further down the road. So don't do that. But appreciate it if people in the comments don't start in with that he deserved it, I hope he dies. I would prefer if people don't do that. Try to show a little bit of respect, even if you didn't like him. The fact of the matter is, this is a person who is loved by a lot of people. This is a person with a big following who may have, through their own pain and suffering, self-inflicted this on themselves unintentionally. That's a tragedy no matter what. When you think about it, Rich's situation is a tragedy. It's not like this is a guy who's just really happy and decided, I'm just going to do this to myself. This is a guy who's been suffering with a body image disorder, a major one, to the point to where he's been willing to do this stuff because he doesn't see any other option. All right, that's sad. That's sad. Now, if it has to do with opiates or whatever, then okay, maybe that would be different. That's not the same. That's just partying and everything else, which kind of comes back to this whole bodybuilding lifestyle. The whole bodybuilding lifestyle is deadly. It's dangerous. That's why I tell people to avoid it, stay away from it. And if he is dead, then I guess I'll be discussing that soon. Again, I've seen one news story come through about him being dead. Hope that's not the case. But if it is, then rest in peace. And you and your loved ones are in my thoughts. His family, they're in my thoughts. And for the rest of us, we just need to hang tight till we find out the other news. And here's the thing, guys. What I've been saying for a while, though, we're about to start seeing a lot of these guys in this industry start dropping dead. All right, if Rich is gone, Rich is gone either way. Rich out. C.T. Fletcher has less than a year to live. All right, these are big names. Now we've got all these other people. Look at the stupid stuff you've got several other big names doing. We know Lobliner, Rashid, Brandon Carter all use Tren, right? Anyone who wants to say they don't, I'm sorry, you're a dumbass. Please just shut up. They're all on Tren. I don't think that's even so. I don't even think that's a debatable point. I'm not willing to entertain bullshit arguments that they aren't. They're all on Tren. They're all doing ketogenic diets. All right, that's a combination right there that's going to cause heart attacks. That is not a good combination. You don't stack tons of saturated fat with trenbolone. The recipe for heart attack. How long do these three clowns have? How long do they have? How long does Cali Muscle have? So who's next? Cali Muscle? lob liner. When these people go out, then what does this community have? It's a reason I'm promoting old man type fitness. Now there's a reason I'm talking about, hey guys, we need to be doing a lot of cardio. We need to be eating our fruits and vegetables. We need to be limiting our saturated fat. We need to be limiting our refined sugars. We need to be limiting our drugs for the gear community out there. Alright? This stuff's not a game. These guys are all dropping dead, and a lot of them who you guys are saying, well, they're the ones who abuse the most. It doesn't surprise me. Some of these guys, you need to look at their overall lifestyle too. You start seeing guys stacking a bunch of Tren and orals with a ketogenic diet. Trust me, they're going to be next. So these two are out of the game. Cali Muscle with his terrible diet, his drug abuse. Cali Muscle going to be next. It's going to be down the road. Like I said, and when they all topple, I'm still going to be here saying, hey guys, we got to be doing more cardio. We need to be eating more vegetables. We need to watch our diets. We need to be careful of stuff like certain drugs. Got to take care of ourselves. Rich is 46. That's not that old. And I lost my mother at 48 personally. So yeah, I think about these things a lot. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.